When a problem comes along, you must flip it. Then you notice something wrong when you flip it. Come on now, flip it good. It's demonic, you sick idiot!
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Globetards are such confused people. They can never figure out whether Earth is too big or too small. At one minute they say boats go over the curvature of the Earth. At the next minute they say Earth is too big so you can't see the curvature even at 120,000 feet in height. In this video made by a Globetard, he claims boats are going over the curve making Earth really small.
It isn't flat. Flerf estime to accept the truth and realize you live on a globe.
And then the same Globetard uploads this video claiming Earth is too big to see curvature.
It's Flerf estime to accept the truth that Earth is too big to see curvature. You have to be the International Space Station to be able to see the curvature of the Earth.
So, what is it, Globetard? Do boats go over the curve, or is Earth too big to see any curvature? Figure this things out first, and then come back for a debate.
He said, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Well, I don't have to lie. It's actually pretty easy. All you gotta do is take a globe, turn it over, and read the bottom. What's that say? Decorative purposes only, not for educational use. So actually, not only are you a liar and a hypocrite, but you have no problem bearing false witness. But I see you want to keep worshiping Helios, your sun god, and not Jesus. You go right ahead, buddy. Good luck with that.
And it's just a toy gyroscope, really. But of course, in zero gravity, if you knock it, it's going to tumble, it's going to move around like any object up here does. However, if I get this spinning, just give me a second.
What up, fam? We gotta clear the air about a couple things. This is not what flat earth is, okay? You guys use this as a straw man to try to make the argument easier so you can try to defend your little cartoon ball. This is not flat earth. We're not a disc floating in space. You don't take the heliocentric model, that being your little solar system of balls, because you guys are obsessed with balls, and then you take the earth and you just throw it in the heliocentric model. That's not how it works. So yeah, we're not a disc in space, we're effectively the basement or the bottom floor of the entire Earth, and all the luminaries rotate above us, hence all observable reality. It would look more along the lines of this. We're effectively living in a giant pond, and there's land masses. Water has to be contained, that's why you have Antarctica around the edge, which is the highest continent on Earth because it's containing all the water. The luminaries rotating above us, and then the stars would be fixed in the firmament. That's why they reset as a perfect clock every single year. This is why ancient civilizations knew where we live, and then NASA came around saying you live on a blue spinning water ball. This is what you guys believe. Listen up. Alright, what makes more sense? 1.5 quadrillion tons of water sticking perfectly level on a ball that is spinning faster than the speed of sound while spiraling around a burning ball of hydrogen at 50 times that speed while chasing that burning ball at over 700 times the speed of sound. Or the Earth is flat and stationary just like we observe it, but, you know, don't use your senses by any means. So if you guys actually care to learn about flat Earth, go download the app. I guarantee it will answer every question you have, or at least have the resources to guide you in the right direction to find that answer. Here's my referral code. No, I don't get paid for this. It just shows you how many people you helped.
Space is water. Where does the watery space begin? Where is the edge? Well, if we start listening to what the Bible tells us in some ancient scriptures, maybe we should listen to all of it. It says God placed the firmament in the sky to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters below. I have no idea what that means, but I'm starting to get an interesting picture. And then how did God create the flood? It tells us that God opened the gates of heaven to let the water pour in on the earth. Okay, now I'm starting to see how you can create a flood. If space is water, it's starting to make more sense. And then suddenly, vacuum just becomes a myth and not a scientific fact. Because the simple basic physics of a vacuum in space just doesn't work. If there are any scientists that actually just think about this, or physicists, the whole thing of vacuum in space is just not compatible with any kind of physics formula or physics that we can put to it. Where does the vacuum begin? Vacuum is one of the most powerful forces of nature. Where does that vacuum begin? We often get confused between gravity-free and vacuum. They're not the same thing. Just because there's no gravity doesn't mean you're in a vacuum. And just because you're in a vacuum doesn't mean there's no gravity. The two are not the same thing. So don't get confused by vacuum and gravity-free. What you can't do in space or in a vacuum, what you can't do in infinite vacuum is you can't propel sound. You can't have explosions, fire, propulsion, jet engines, rockets, none of this stuff. Can't do that because there's nothing to propel against. And then these guys on YouTube that make these vacuum tubes, they go, oh, look, I created a vacuum tube in my garage. I'll show you that you can propel a rocket in a vacuum. I go, really? You've lost your brain. You're comparing a fishbowl in your garage to the infinite vacuum of space? You really lost your mind, dude. And then you start watching like SpaceX sending a rocket up into space, and the very well-trained presenter that's got all the buzzwords. She knows all the lingo and all the buzzwords. And at one stage I was watching and she says, and the rocket is about to enter the vacuum of space. Really? And millions of people are watching this and they believe this, you see? They just, oh, the rocket just entered the vacuum of space. Where? How did it, where? Please frickin' explain that to me. In scientific terms, not in BS terms. Oh, you won't understand it. No, please try me. I want to understand this. Explain to me where that vacuum begins. And we start realizing that everything we've been told about the moon landing, space, is probably one of those big hoaxes. It is a tough one to swallow, but we're going to have to start swallowing it sooner than later.
This is where you think you live. And the reason you think this is where you live is because it's been rammed in your head like a fucking jelly donut since you were 4. And fuck this stupid fucking thing. This is our plane of existence. Not only is the universe a plane of existence, so is the earth. All right? Here's the ice wall that goes around us. You know what it does? It holds all the water in because water needs a container, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of does. And when you're wondering how seasons work, when the sun's in here doing this thing, these areas are warmer and this is colder. When the sun is out here doing its thing, these areas are warmer and these areas are colder. It's not that difficult. I mean, see right here on this flat earth map where it says June solstice, the sun moves around the tropics in a spiral circle. So the sun's doing this, right? And in the December solstice, what happens? The sun commences his northward journey again, returning to his starting point. So while he's out here doing this, then he comes back here. I mean, it says it right here, guys. Come on. No rocket science here required. When the sun's closer to you, it's warmer. When the sun's further away from you, it's colder.
All right, this is a good one for you to think about today. Now, let's say up there that plane is in the North Pole, and we're going to take a flight down to the South Pole. I just want you to think about what this plane would have to do to come down to the South Pole on the other side of the globe and land. It would literally have to go all the way around, flip upside down, and then somehow land perfectly. And, you know, you're going to say, well, we don't notice that it flips upside down because of gravity. And even though a plane never dips down as it flies, which is proof that we're not on a ball. But let's look at this one. Say we're on that North Pole again and we're digging a hole all the way down. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but we're digging a hole all the way through the earth. Going to go all the way down from the North Pole down to the south. What's going to happen when we pop out that bottom part? Say we get to that very last dig and we're about to pop out. Are we going to be upside down? Are we going to be like floating on air? Think about this as you're going to bed tonight.
Okay, so the deception that I'm trying to get you to understand is that the Pyramid of Giza is not based off of the speed of light. The speed of light is based off of the coordinates of the Great Pyramid of Giza. I'm sorry. Are you understanding?
Alex Gleason was a flat earther, and his map is not a globe projection. It's a geocentric flat plane featuring a small and local sun. This is the book he wrote, completely destroying the heliocentric model using real science, just in case you're in denial. Gleason made our 24-hour sun work perfectly on his map along with the solstices and tropics. He states very clearly that it's the sun that moves over our Earth, winding in and out of the tropics, creating the solstices. How can this be a globe projection for the heliocentric model when it's depicting a geocentric sun? You can't even make it make sense. Facts are facts, and the facts say this is a map of a geocentric plane made by a flat earther. Hence why it states that the new standard map of the world is scientifically and practically correct as it is. There's not one mention of a globe anywhere on the map because it's not a depiction of one.
I just want to point out, this is something that people don't seem to understand. There is no flat Earth model, and there is no globe Earth model either. We don't have entire models to explain the Earth that quite literally doesn't exist. You create compartmentalized models to explain specific phenomena. So you have the WGS-84 that tries to take the plane survey data, map it up into a globe, and then it has all kinds of anomalies and it doesn't work. You have the geodynamo model to explain the core of the Earth. You have the geomagnetic model which explains the magnetic field of the Earth. You explain things with different models. If I want to show you east to west circumnavigation, I can give you a frisbee, show you something in the center, and then moving around the center point of a compass. With a compass, that would be a flat Earth model. And then you guys say we have no flat Earth model, but NASA and the military disagrees when it specifically says we use a flat Earth model whenever we design our planes and our technology. And you can say it's just because of math. Too bad you can't use your stupid little globe math to make the plane work. You literally can't. You have to use the flat Earth. So in conclusion, yes, we can model out different phenomena, assuming that either the Earth's a globe or that the Earth is a stationary plane. And you go out on the Earth and you test it with empirical evidence. We can explain celestial phenomena, magnetic field, all better than the globe. So you guys need to stop just repeating the same 2015 talking point because it's stupid and the globe Earth doesn't have a model. Thank you.
NASA claimed that this was a real photograph from space. I don't think so.
There's this one video where the actor is going around a corner, and he is faded out before making it completely out of the viewer's sight.
What if I told you NASA is not a space agency? It is just a tool for money laundering. Space is fake, but the people love science fiction, so NASA sells this dream for the sheep a while. They count their stolen money.
Tomorrow, a journey to another planet, a manned mission to Mars.
I should tell you that the first mission is scheduled to land on Mars on July the 4th, 1997, Independence Day.
Using the Crew Exploration Vehicle, we will undertake extended human missions to the moon as early as 2015, with the goal of living and working there for increasingly extended periods of time. Human missions to Mars and to worlds beyond.
But I just have to say, pretty bluntly here, we've been there before. There's a lot more of space to explore and a lot more to learn when we do.
Establish a foundation for an eventual mission to Mars and perhaps someday to many worlds beyond. We dare to dream big, and that's what our country is doing again. We're dreaming big.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
That would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives.
Explaining the religion of scientism in 60 seconds.
Thanks, Bernard. Now, finally for now, a mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
It's a huge, mysterious crater that looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon caught the attention of passers-by, many hoping that what they're witnessing is the aftermath of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event.
Right.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer, Al-Biruni, who lived between 975 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store today and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.